May you live to see the dawn is a phrase that I say here on Prince's Friend at the end of every single video I've made. You can go back to my very first video and check it out. Trust me, I've said it in some form. And may you live to see the dawn. May you live to see the dawn. May you live to see the dawn. I love you all. May you live to see the dawn. And may you live to see the dawn. Love you all. And this is a saying that Prince used in a lot of his projects, be it in his movies, or referencing the dawn in his songs, or even in his liner notes. But what is the dawn? What message was Prince trying to convey? What lessons was he trying to teach? There are morals in everything, and Prince almost never did anything without a good reason. Sometimes the meanings are explicit and easy to understand, but others are used to paint a picture in one's mind through repetition of imagery. Prince's use of the dawn is a perfect example of this. Literally, the word dawn comes from the Old English verb dagian, to become day. It's the time that marks the beginning of twilight before sunrise. The dawn begins with the first sign of light in the morning and ends when the sun breaks the horizon. There are also many biblical references to the dawn. The biggest example I've seen was in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. The earth was without form and void. The darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. If we interpret God as the sun, then the dawn is God coming into our world to rule over it. Other religious aspects of the dawn are that it is a symbol of the blood of Christ. Through the shedding of his blood, the darkness of sin was overcome, and the dawn of eternal salvation made the world light. It is with this meaning that, in paintings of the resurrection, Christ sometimes appears clothed in the rose color of dawn. Figuratively, the dawn suggests awakening and enlightenment. It also suggests, quote, the notions of illumination and hope, the beginning of a new day, and thus the chance for happiness and improvement. Sunrise is a symbol of birth and rebirth, of awakening. Now that we know the general definition of the dawn, let's talk a little bit about how Prince used the phrase. In 1976, Prince recorded the demo for his song Leaving for New York. The lyrics include what is believed to be the first use of the words purple and rain and dawn in a song. You've been there since dawn. Perhaps the first time we saw the phrase "May you live to see the dawn" used by Prince was at the end of the credits in 1984's film Purple Rain. According to Albert Magnoli, the dawn was going to be another project that they were going to work on. In his interview with Rolling Stone magazine, Magnoli said, "That's what I wanted to do next with him, the dawn. We had discussed doing a true musical, singing and dancing, a Broadway show on film. The dawn was going to be a story about good and evil. I had basically created a fantastical city somewhere in the US, and in that city was police abuse, violence, crime, all of the problems we're having socially now. Good and evil would battle for supremacy. We were all excited about it." But after Purple Rain came out, Prince went on the Purple Rain tour, released the albums Around the World in a Day and Parade, then went on the Parade tour. After this was the Sign of the Times album and tour, and movie. So the next project that Albert Magnoli worked on with Prince ended up being the Sign of the Times movie. Followed by videos for Batman, including Batdance Scandalous and Party Man, but the movie The Dawn never came into being. Prince also included the phrase "May you live to see the dawn" at the end of his 1986 movie Under the Cherry Moon, his 1987 concert film Sign of the Times, and 1990's Graffiti Bridge, which did seem to be a resurfacing of the musical idea that was discussed with Magnoli, although he really wasn't involved in that movie. I've actually seen the phrase in a couple of different versions. Definitely the U is always the letter U, and sometimes you have C spelled S-E-E, and also sometimes with just the letter C. A fan once reported that 1 month after the Parade tour began, a new film called The Dawn was planned as a musical. Quote, "The Dawn concerned two rival bands, one of them called the Cocoa Boys. Prince spent 3 days in September 1986 recording 2 songs that he had specifically for The Dawn in his home studio, Crucial and Cocoa Boys. He also cut a 3rd track for The Dawn called When the Dawn of the Morning Comes. Prince never saw the Dawn film project through to its completion, although the scenario of the two rival bands was incorporated into the 1990 film Graffiti Bridge. In 1992's 3 Chains of Gold movie, Prince references the Dawn by saying, "The close of the 6 periods of involution, giving birth upon himself to regenerate his name as, for in the dawn we will require no speakable name," followed by May You Live to See the Dawn. In the early 90s, there was also talk that Prince was working on a triple album that was going to be entitled The Dawn. It's assumed that the majority of the songs that were intended for this giant project ended up getting split into Calm, Chaos and Disorder, and The Gold Experience. There's even a little segue in between songs on The Gold Experience that says, "Welcome to the Dawn."
Hello, welcome to the Dawn.
Then, in February of 1996, Prince launched thedawn.com. The website was launched following the release of Emancipation, which was his first full album to be released outside of his Warner Brothers contract. A promotional postcard was created to get the word out about Prince's website, and the back read, "Welcome to the Dawn. Unreleased music, new videos, merchandise, books, exclusive interviews, cologne, jewelry, games, tour information on and affiliated artists." Towards the end of that year, while promoting his album, the Dawn album concept came up again. In a Rolling Stone interview, Prince talked about it as a new version of the project that would be something special. The Dawn seemed as if it would be his definitive statement, and it would be most likely released in 1997. Quote, "I wrote a song for Dawn. It was so much better than what I'm doing now that I thought, I'm gonna have to wait to put this out. I worry about that. I worry whether people are going to be ready for what I do." And then, quote, "Recently I thought about my whole career, my whole life leading up to this point. Having a child helps you do that. And I thought about what would be the perfect album for me to do. People design their own plans. That's when the dawn takes place. The dawn is an awakening of the mind, when I can see how best to accomplish the tasks I'm supposed to do. I feel completely clear." Later in 1997, in the Minnesota Monthly, he said about the "Welcome to the Dawn" phrase, quote, "I just knew I had to write it back then. Today I see that this is what it's all about. The dawn is here, a time of greater consciousness and spiritual understanding." Prince even interviewed with Chris Rock and went a little deep into what he saw the dawn as.
The last 8 albums, or could have been longer than that. On all the credits, there's always the thing that says, "May you live to see the dawn." Is this the dawn?
My own personal dawn, it is, yes. It's a time period where you figure out where you're going. You've completely judged where you've come from and laid out all the pieces, and you know exactly what it all means at that point.
Prince saw the dawn as a place he needed to get to, and he had finally reached it in the mid-90s. That's when May You Live to See the Dawn became Welcome to the Dawn. In May of 1997, after a decade of hinting about the Dawn project, an acoustic version of the song Welcome to the Dawn was included as a B-side on a free exclusive release of The Holy River, and it was given away with any purchase at Borders Books and Music. I remember those stores. The upcoming album The Dawn was promoted in the packaging. However, the song found its final home as the last track on Prince's 21st and largely acoustic album, The Truth.
Welcome, welcome to the dawn.
Which was packaged as a companion CD to the Crystal Ball triple disc set in 1998 and distributed under Prince's own label, MPG Records. According to the Prince Vault website, an electric version of the song was also recorded, and a portion of it was used as hold music when you would call 1-800-NEW-FUNK. After the release of this song on The Truth, the Dawn project was never mentioned again. There was an impressive fan-made compilation, though, that took material from 1993 to 1996, both released and unreleased, and alternate mixes and all of that stuff, in an attempt to kind of recreate what the Dawn as a full project could have been. For anyone who says the 80s were Prince's most prolific era, there's a ton of material here that rivals his 80s genius streaks. The man never stopped. From 2001 to 2006, the MPG Music Club became the official website of Prince. He's one of the first mainstream artists to use the internet as a promotional tool to independently distribute his music. And there are several versions of this site, and you can check them all out at the PrinceOnlineMuseum.com. And the MPG Music Club won Prince a Lifetime Webby Award in 2006. It is reported that in the last version of the website, in the Library of Inspiration, several of the lamps or lights of knowledge connected to Bible verses for certain subjects. According to some reports, there was a secret place where you could click where Prince would share his message about the dawn on one of the pages. If anyone has the specific text, we would love to know what it said, so definitely put that in our comment section of this video, because I was actually unable to access that part of the page. Throughout Prince's career, Prince was extremely skilled at keeping his fans intrigued, dropping hints about future projects or references to past projects, including concepts that had dual or multiple meanings, making people think about deeper ideas and spreading spiritual messages. May you live to see the dawn, welcome to the dawn, and the general concept of the dawn. These were all part of a complicated movement that Prince was pushing throughout his whole career. He disguised the spiritual lesson of May You Live to See the Dawn, while simultaneously teasing his audience for a potential dawn project. Maybe the dawn as an officially released project never came to fruition, but the dawn as a movement and a concept definitely happened. While still in his contract with Warner Brothers, Prince was able to foreshadow the idea with his use of the revised phrase, "Welcome to the dawn." Shortly after, Prince did overcome darkness and experience the light, being freed from his contractual obligations to the record company. In this context of emergence, Prince set forth the principle of individuation. Quote, "Philosophically, individuation expresses the general idea of how a thing is identified as an individual thing that is not something else. This includes how an individual person is held to be distinct from other elements in the world and how a person is distinct from other persons." Prince was like no other. He shared with us his hope, his enlightenment, his spirituality, and all the concepts that the dawn symbolized. In reflection, the dawn was something very personal and very huge to Prince as an individual, something much bigger than what this video can explain or what a single project could ever have gotten across. And he finally felt like he had reached the dawn when he had full creative freedom over what he wanted to do with his life's work. And that brings us to the phrase, "May you live to see the dawn." Again, the thing I say at the end of every video, may you live to see the dawn. Prince reached his own personal dawn.
My own personal dawn it is, yes.
What he had been striving for his whole life. We got to witness him striving for that and see him reach his goal. And in this way, Prince was an example of what it means to finally reach the dawn. We have to all push ourselves to reach our own personal dawns. And the definition of what the dawn is to each of us is different for everybody. So when I say, "May you live to see the dawn," I'm saying, I wish you creativity, I wish you prosperity, I wish you positivity, I wish you inspiration. I wish you the opportunity to do exactly the thing that makes you happy. Just like how I get to come and make these videos for y'all as an expression of my happiness and my love for both Prince and for all of you. May you live to see the dawn is a statement of love and friendship, and something I'd actually like to see more people say to each other. So turn to the person next to you and say, "May you live to see the dawn." I hope that you enjoyed this video. It took a long time for me to kind of gather all of the pieces together, but this was such a big video and I wanted to do it right. I want to thank Kari for helping me with the research, and I want to thank everybody who watches this video. You guys make this all possible. Prince's Friend would be nothing without all of you. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, check into becoming either a patron or a YouTube member. Those links are in the description. And may you live to see the dawn. I love you all.